Like I said, it was an empty movie theater. These two guys had been sitting next to each other, so I assumed they were together, but later found out that no, they were strangers who decided they absolutely had to stick to their assigned seats instead of sitting anywhere they wanted in the theater. The second guy, who I'll just call Steve, he wasn't screaming at the movie though. Steve was screaming at Mitchell for screaming at the movie. I don't remember the exact exchange, but I remember it well enough that I can make parts of it up for impact. Stuff like, "Dude, it's just a movie. Sit the F down and shut the F up," Steve yelled. Now I should note at this point, Mitchell was still sitting down. He was just kind of flailing his fists around and being very animated. Now Mitchell was a big guy. From a few rows back anyway, he appeared to be around 6 feet and nearly 300 pounds of fat and muscle. And then Steve stood up and squared up to him. Now Steve was not a tall, muscular powerhouse at all. He was 5'6", if that, and he was one of those thin, pasty dudes you see a lot of on YouTube these days, with long hair and a white t-shirts. You know the type I mean. But good God, Steve squared up to Mitchell like he was Stone Cold Steve Austin. He had the confidence of a man who knew, unquestionably, that he could kick this other guy's ass, and if it came to it, he would. So Steve reaches out and pokes Mitchell in the chest and says something like, "Just shut the F up and sit down, buddy. Do us all a favor. Some of us are trying to watch the movie." Now me and Jennifer were paying attention now. I grab a handful of popcorn. Jennifer whispers to me asking to take bets on what's going to happen next, and I tell her I think Mitchell is going to back down. But I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. Instead, this Mitchell guy let out what I guess was intended to be a roar, but his voice cracked mid-growl, so it was kind of like, and then he just grabbed Steve's outreached finger, and with an actual audible crack, snaps his finger backwards. We're all just staring at this, completely shell-shocked. Steve takes a few steps back into the aisle, and he's staring at his finger bent backwards, and then back up at Mitchell. Even in the dark of the theater, I see a look pass over Steve's face that even to this day makes my stomach sink. It was the look of a man who realized that he just made a very big mistake.